All right. Good evening, guys. It is good. I'm glad. Good to be back live again. We had probably the busiest weekend we've had in a long time last weekend, and we were unable to do a live stream. I was exhausted. We had no time. You know, just excuses. But we did not get to do a live stream last week. Did decide to jump on here today. I love the Saturday live streams. I think that the Saturday live streams are the best. You just get the best crowd when you do the Saturday live streams. In my opinion, I just feel that way. In any case, I have to talk about it. I always talk about it. If you ever feel like joining a Facebook page, we got 21 followers at this moment in time. You know, not bad. Chris the Dude Nurse Facebook page. If you need to reach out to me privately, this is the best way. I will do my very best to respond. Currently, at this moment in time, I have a person that I have not done my best to reach out to and get back to. What's up, Jenna? Good to see you today. I'm drinking out of my circle here. In any case, if you need to get a hold of me, the Facebook page is the best way to get a hold of me. Let me go ahead and share that we are live on the Facebook page right now. It's always a good time. If I can remember how to post, because, you know, my brain is just not working right now. In any case, I hope everyone is having a good weekend, had a good Saturday. It was a pretty good Saturday. Last weekend was Memorial Day? Last weekend was Memorial Day. You know, that's always an incredible weekend. Glad to see you. It's been a while since I've been on here. Yes, it's been a little while, Jenna. How are things? And Lil Bean Sprout. Also, hello. Hello, Bean. Hello, Jenna. Heaven's sakes. I don't know. Do we go with Lil or do we go with Bean? Or Sprout? Or Lil Bean Sprout? In any case, let me try to get this shoot fire. I am having technical difficulties with my pewter. Yep, we'll worry about that later. Jenna says, it's been tough trying to find a good job. Do you have a job, you just don't have a good one? Is that what you got going on? Or is there something, is the good job, you know, the part that's holding you back? Because I remember I took what I could get when I very first graduated nursing school. Tried bedside at a rehab facility and didn't like it. You were probably thrown to the wolves. You might have had 2 days worth of training, and then a terrible situation ensued. Currently unemployed. I hate to hear that. Have you looked? And I know locally we like to have 1 year of not training, employment, 1 year of nursing. Have you looked in substance abuse? I know I'm a little bit biased to the substance abuse, but have you looked into the substance abuse industry? You know, that's where I'm at. It's done good by me. You know, not saying you have to go that route, but have you looked in that route yet? Yeah, that was you know, that worked for me, was the substance abuse. But like I said, locally we require 1 year, but that doesn't mean that you doesn't mean you can't find somewhere that will hire you as a new grad. It's always possible. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I'm waiting on my computer. We are experiencing a big storm. So I may sort of be in and out on the internet. I hope not. I hope everything is going well on the internet. But yes, floor nurse on a rehab facility is it's hard. It is hard. It's not easy. Saw a job for it a while ago and the hours were perfect, but I chose to do bedside. Big mistake. How many patients did you have at rehab? Little Bean Sprout says she was running and got stuck in a storm. How many patients? So in the rehab that I'm in, we don't have like, it's detox. Cool. Detox would be pretty cool too. So I see the same patients. I'm in what's called maintenance. I'm not in detox. I'm in maintenance. Maintenance is pretty much what it sounds like. You're trying to maintain individuals into sort of keeping jobs, keeping families, doing these things. Detox, you're trying to get them off of drugs. So you can probably see patients for maybe at the minimum 9-10 days, and then at the maximum probably 6 to 9 months in detox. But excuse me, there was one single detox facility that I did not work for, but I applied for, and I went like all the way to. I spoke to all the management. I spoke to all the staff. I was really gung ho for this job in the detox facility. And the patient load at that detox facility fluctuated a little. So you could be anywhere from, I think like the lowest that they said their census will get is like 6 for the facility. But it was 1 nurse per shift. But you did have a med tech with you. So it'd be like 6 patients per shift. And then it could be as much as like 18 patients per shift. But again, you still had a med tech with you. Med tech CNA, it was a combo deal. So no matter what it was. The shift, I did like shadow the nurse for a shift. And the shift, I believe we had 9 patients. Because at that time, the COVID had not started at that time, and so there were still plenty of places for people to go to. But they said the census was really low, and they had 9 patients that day. And for the most part, detox is pretty good. You probably see people at their meanest for the first day to week. But that's probably just because they're lashing out due to the fact that all of these substances are coming out of their system and they do not feel good. In maintenance, we see that a lot as well, but it's a little different because we're not, a lot of times in detox, they're sort of, they may start them out on a medication such as Suboxone. And so they'll start them out at like, one day they'll get like 4 milligrams, then 8, and then 12, and then they'll do 12 for like 3 days, and then the next like week they'll do 8, and then the next week they'll do 4, and then the next week they'll do 2, and then they're done. That may be the entire detox program. But in maintenance, Excuse me. In maintenance, a lot of people from detox will actually transfer into us, and they'll say, "Hey, I was on 12 milligrams of buprenorphine Suboxone at my detox facility," and then we will give them 12 milligrams. It may be for a couple months, it may be for a couple years, it may be some people come in and see us every day. Some people we'll see once or twice and then never again. So it's a lot of different things. But I would suggest giving substance abuse a try. I did not want to try it when I first got into it. I thought that it was going to ruin my skills. I thought it was going to take all my skills away, because I don't do EKGs, I don't do catheters, I do EKGs. I don't read EKGs, and I don't read telemetry. Or I don't do catheters. I really don't listen to a lot of sounds. If there's a bad sound that I can hear, like to begin with, I'm going to listen. But for the most part, I don't really put a stethoscope on my ears to listen to sounds unless there are sounds to begin with, if that makes sense. And I was worried about getting into substance abuse because I'd lose all my skills. I don't think that I've lost my skills. I just think that I've changed them. I know more about substance abuse than I've ever known, but I know less about cardiac health than I knew much more when I first graduated, if that makes sense. But detox will be all right. I really think detox will be a good place. And you know what? If you try it and you absolutely hate it, there's a million other things you can do in nursing that does not have to deal with substance abuse. So that is the beauty of nursing. You can go to oncology, you can go to OB and deliver babies, you can go to ortho and help with knee replacements, and that's the beauty of the whole thing. How many patients? It just fluctuates. I don't know an answer. Looking into school nursing, we have a massive shortage of school nurses, just in general. But here in North Carolina, we have a massive shortage of school nurses. There's one nurse. My wife Courtney teaches at one school, and my girls go to another school, but we're in the same district, or we're in the same. The high school is both elementary schools, and there's one nurse that travels back and forth for at least both of those schools, if not more than those schools. But there's a massive shortage of school nurses right now. So yes, that's not a bad industry to get into either. The hours would be good, and you would probably get the weekends and the summers off. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it snuck up on me. But yes, school nursing would not be bad. The pay won't be good. Excuse me, I got my circle out today. Not sure if anybody else is rocking a circle, man. I love these things. Excuse me. But yeah, school nursing would be all right too, if you could get into it. I don't know how competitive that is either. Waiting on my computer here. It decided not to work. But and don't let just your knowledge of the job influence your decision. You can take a job that you know nothing about, or a job that you've never even heard of, and may figure out that you really love it in nursing. But good times are had all around. But in any case, I hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend. Got to tell you about something that was exciting to me, at least. I'm not sure if anybody else can relate. So my middle child is special needs. I know I've talked about it before, but my middle child is special needs, and she finally got invited, like herself, to a birthday party. A little girl who is special needs with my daughter, they're in the same class, invited my daughter to the little girl's sister's gotcha party. If you've ever been to a gotcha party or ever heard of a gotcha party, it's basically when a family adopts a child. Excuse me. They have it's almost like a birthday party. I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's the day that they got the child, and so we went to a gotcha party this morning, and it was special for me because like I said, my middle child doesn't get invited to things. It's sort of because, she's sort of in the special needs classes, and, those kids don't really do a whole lot. They do Special Olympics, but they really don't, they really don't do birthday parties, or when they do birthday parties, it's typically with like an older sibling or a younger sibling, which is how my middle child gets to go to a lot of other birthday parties. She never herself is the one getting invited, but she got invited to this birthday party or gotcha party, and she had a blast, man, running around with that other little girl. I got good pictures of them and everything, because the girl's parents were, of course, busy being party. Like when you host, I guess it's called party host. So I try to get good pictures of the girls together and playing and having fun. They had a really good time. But it was just nice for her, for my middle child to finally get like her day. Like, oh look, your friend invited you to a party. So, and I got made sure we got the other little girl a present. Yeah, she had a blast. Got the other little girl a present because she invited us. And of course, we got the original birthday girl birthday present. But I was asking her what she likes, and we ended up getting her a mermaid Barbie, and she was like, "I like mermaid Barbies." I was like, "Oh, great! We got you a mermaid Barbie. I hope you have a great time with this thing." They go to we have a pool up here. They go to the pool with us a lot, and we see them there. But yeah, they had a good time. It was definitely fun to see them play with each other, sort of in their world, if that makes sense. Not catering to anyone. They were having their own fun. Not worried about it with anybody else. So that was a good time. It was a fun time. Yeah, they had fun. They came home and passed out on the couch, and when they passed out on the couch, I got invited to go to a real live farm with a real farmer. Says he's a real farmer, and help put the roof on a barn. Well, I guess stabilize the roof on a barn is the best way to put it. I got roped into something by pulling a rope. Pulling boards on the ropes. And while I did that, so my new truck, which is 30 years old, I've put stickers all over the hood to try to cover up where the paint is bad on the hood. And as we're doing it, it's sort of coming together. And as I was working on the barn, on the real life farm, the wife of the farmer was stickering up my truck. She almost finished it too, which was unbelievable. In that short amount of time, she really knocked out a bunch of space on the hood, and we sticker bombed it. Of course, I'm gonna show it, later, which was awesome. I just want to talk about my weekend for a second. We had a softball tournament. I hate softball tournaments. I can't say that too loud, but I really hate softball tournaments. I don't like them. I don't like the crowd. I don't like being there. They're hot. They take forever. It's not my cup of tea. My oldest loves it because she's the one playing, but everyone else seems miserable. And I got to leave the softball tournament to go to the gotcha party, which I'm absolutely for. I'm 100% for the leaving of the softball tournament. But don't tell me, oh, Chris, you don't support your children. No, I left one child sport to go do something with another child. I didn't, leave to go racing or anything. Which is, nope, not going to say it. I was about to make a joke that I make at work all the time that they always tell me I'm going to get sent to HR for. Excuse me. But yes, it was a good time. So, back to channel things. So I got reached out to, and I sort of hinted on this at the very beginning of the podcast or the live stream. I got reached out from another YouTube channel on the Facebook page. And the YouTube channel wants to do a collaboration. And it's about, the YouTube channel is about international nursing. Nursing internationally, leaving your country, going abroad. The problem that I'm having is they were talking about things of payment. And the way that I understand it is that they want me to sort of, do the collaboration with them, and like a video with them, and at the same time sort of advertise their product. My biggest worry is I'm honestly scared to do it, and I don't want to have someone go on this person's this is a company, this company's international agency, and all of a sudden something happened, and it be related to the company, or maybe they only found out about it because I said something about it, and someone's safety is now in danger because they were sent to a bad part of the world, or somewhere that believes completely different than they do, and now it's an unsafe condition. I don't want sort of the guilt of doing that because I advertise to them, hey, you should go here, and that's my biggest worry. I don't know that I should do the collaboration. I don't even know that I really honestly have time to do the collaboration. And it does seem legit. It does seem like a legit company. It seems like the channel's definitely legit. I've looked it up. I just don't know that if something happens, I would feel terrible, especially if I told them, hey, you should go with this company. I would feel terrible. Of course, you can't really help everything, but I don't know. Thoughts? Anybody have thoughts on this? It's worrying me because one, I know that they want to do the collaboration because they've already told me they do, but and I'm worried that I won't get another chance. But at the same time, I don't want to send someone to be injured. I don't want to send someone to be disconnected from their family or whatever it may be. Uh, it's I don't know. Don't know that that's what I want to do. What up? What is up, Queen? Good to see you this evening. But maybe I'm thinking too much into it. I don't know. Been working at Walmart. Now listen, there is absolutely nothing wrong with working at Walmart. Walmart's got that dang stock buyback thing where you can buy back stock on your check, and then eventually you'll get paid twice because that mess will accumulate. One to 10. Dang. Was that 4 days a week? I bet that is something. That does not sound like fun. 5. That's 9 hours, ain't it? Yeah, well, I guess, do you get an hour break? I guess you get an hour break. I'd like to think you get an hour break. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 9 hours. Yeah, so I'd like to think you get an hour break. But there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Work in the bakery. Yes, hour break. 5 days and 2 off. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now I don't know, Queen, if your Walmart is set up this way. Our Walmart right at the front door has it's not a buffet, but it's sort of like a buffet. You can point at it and they'll give you the food, but it's not like self-service. And that, man, they got some bomb food there, dude. Like it's good. But sort of depends on the day. But man, yeah, I know that they serve Nathan's hot dogs. I don't know if you have Nathan's hot dogs or if that's a local thing. Best hot dogs out there, them Nathan's. And so every now and then if they got Nathan's, we'll get some Nathan's hot dogs and get some the big potato wedge fries. Now you're talking. So yes. I dig the Walmart bakery. I think Food Line has the best cakes, but the Walmart's got the best the best food. I think. Ooh, me. That one. Oh, excuse me. Another one just snuck up on me. But ain't nothing wrong with the Walmart. Queen, got a question for you that you may know the answer because you got an inside man. What's going on with Eric Bishop? Did he have a stroke? Is he all right? Do we know? I mean, the dude's been down for a little bit. His baby girl's been tweeting about him, and Mike Tyson said he had a stroke. We just need to make sure our man's all right. Mike, is Eric Bishop okay? Little Bean Sprout says, I think that people make their own decisions and you can't be responsible for what people decide. If anything, it would be an opportunity for you to learn about international nursing. It would be an opportunity for me to learn about international nursing, even though I will never be an international nurse. Unless somehow we get a trip to Japan. And it's for the summer only. That would be it. But I don't think that they're taking people like myself. Japan is a very amazing country that doesn't play around. I like to play around and be goofy. But yes, it would be I think we do need nurses in our country, but at the same time, if like my oldest, her heart is in Japan. Like she really, really, really wants to go to Japan. I really want to go to Scotland. If you get the opportunity to work in another country, do you do it? I'm for it. But yes, we do need nurses in our country, but you can't deprive the world either. So, but yes, we do have a massive nursing shortage. What's up, Ross? Yep. Well, I finally had another one too. So yeah, you made it, but that door swings both ways. I still got to be here for you to make it, and I was not here last week, so sorry about that. But yes, glad you made it. Glad to see you here. And just for reference, I am blaming myself for not being here. I wasn't here. Praying that you pass the entrance exam. Queen, which one do you have? Do you have the T's or do you have the HESI? I had the T's, but I know a lot of like newer people are dealing with the HESI. And a HESI, I have no clue about it, I think. Yes, I really hope you pass that entrance exam. HESI. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that HESI. We just had the T's. Yeah, I really hope you pass that. Now, does it work away like when I was going to nursing school, like you got like your T's was like out of 100 points. And I think I scored like a 64 or something like that. And then whenever I scored my 64, I got like 2 more points for living in the county. And then I got like 2 more points for my years of CNA. And then I got like 5 points for all of my prereqs being done. Things like that. So like my T's would be like a 64. But at the end of the day, it really became like an 82 because of all the other sort of points that I got added on. How's your 5-minute 1 mile goal run going? First try was already great. I ran today. I have not timed myself again since the first time because I've been so sore. Let's just be honest. I've been so sore. I do plan on timing myself again on Tuesday. Tuesday is my best day to time myself because my oldest has softball practice there at where the track is. My oldest is already there. Maybe half a mile away. My oldest is already there, so it's so much easier on Tuesday evening. So I'm going to try. I don't know if I'm gonna time my mile because I really want to do like split training where I do a lap at speed and then wait a little bit and then do another lap at speed. But I don't know. But yes, I'm still running. I did run today. I just got done running just a little bit ago actually. Well, actually it's 10 o'clock. I finished at about 4 hours ago. Queen says reading 79%, math and grammar 75%. Minimum you can make to pass. So this is completely different than how I did it. Like just completely different. So Queen, I really hope that you are able to get those 79s and 75s. Is that 3 different tests, or is math and grammar 1 test? I think that's 3 different tests. I bet that is 3 different tests. Air quality was bad for running today because of the fire in Canada. I heard about the fire in Canada, but I did not know that it affected our air quality. It probably does. It's probably massive. I would be bedbound after that, LOL. You inspired me. I walked today, LOL. It's so hot outside, though. Yes, it is very hot. I saw 91 today on the thermometer. 91 degrees. Very hot. Yeah, 3 different tests. That's what I was thinking, yeah. Queen, are they all done? at one time, or do you do like, I'm gonna do math Monday, grammar Tuesday, reading Wednesday, or are they all done like one's at 8, one's at noon, one's at 2, something like that? Ugh, I really hope you get it. I really do. I can tell you, I do not envy that at all. It's been raining. It's been raining here like crazy. Ugh, all in one day. Jenna, we had a big storm last week that it rained like the whole weekend, but since then, it's been pretty dry till today. That's what the air quality alert was about here in the DC area. If you're in the DC area, you're a little closer to Canada than I am, but you're not, too far away. So you're probably right. Let me see. Do we have I'm just checking my air quality on my phone here. And we probably do have an air quality alert. I got a couple different things here. I think that's the yellow for the air quality. I am in a air quality alert as well. And I'm about 4 hours south of DC. So yeah, I guess it was about the fires in Canada. That is a bummer. But Raj, yeah, I'm worried about going on the cardiac meds, worried about the blood pressures. I always told myself that I would get back into running, and then because I was a collegiate runner, but even as a collegiate runner, I still worked a 40-hour-a-week job because I didn't grow up with money, and I had to like immediately start working. Even during school I was working, but I had to start working, and I kept telling myself one day I'm going to go ahead and run fast again. And then my oldest was born, and I was like, well, I'll wait a little bit longer. And then my second was born, and then my third was born, and I've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and slower and slower and slower. And I kept telling myself I was going to do it, and I was like, I'll do it at 40. Because at 40, I felt like my kids would be old enough to where they could take care of themselves. I could leave them at the house for a little bit and go run and, not come back to a burnt down house and things like that. And then, I was like March or April, when I went to the doctor, just for a regular routine checkup. I went to the doctor, and they took my blood pressure 3 times, and you cannot hide from hereditary. You can't hide from family history. I know that. Look at the stinking guy on Biggest Loser. I can't think of his name right now, but he was a Biggest Loser coach. He was the person teaching the people in the show how to be a Biggest Loser. And he had a massive heart attack at 50 years old. The dude was in phenomenal shape, and then had a massive heart attack at 50. I think he was in the gym also, but I might be wrong. But you can't hide from family history, and I know as soon as I go on blood pressure meds, I'm not going to be able to have the same speed because I won't be able to get my heart rate as high, which is kind of a bummer. But so I know it's coming. I'm fully aware that it's coming. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to 40 before I get on blood pressure meds. So I need to go ahead and knock this out now. This sort of lifelong goal, or bucket list, or whatever you want to call it. I've been hypersensitive since high school and tried swimming. My knees are not for running. So I ran Monday, and then I ran Tuesday. And then Wednesday I had to swim, and I felt like I was going to vomit all over myself in that swimming pool. I really hurt after swimming. But I swam in high school. I made the college team, but I felt like not doing it in college. But I swam in high school. I was okay at it. I was okay at the swimming. I was long and lean. I was not I didn't have the belly that I got now. So it was a lot easier back in high school. Good times. I originally when I got into college, both me and my sister actually got into college, the same college, same time, same scholarship. You know, hers was the female team, mine was the male team. And then somehow I think she got more money because my sister's a lot smarter than I am. And she got more money, and so because she had more money, I was like, or her scholarship was bigger, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do college swimming so that I get more money than you get. And so I ended up making the team or whatever, because I was okay enough to make the team. I was sort of an alternate. And then they were like, yeah, you're not going to get any more money for this. You're not going to get any more scholarship for this or anything like that. And I was like, you know what? I really, I'm going to go ahead and I'm already an NCAA athlete. I'm not going to worry about the swimming part of it anymore. Because I really just wasn't that good at swimming, or I wasn't collegiate level good at swimming. But I decided it's not time for me to be a swimmer. Ugh, but his knees are not for running. It's kind of a bummer. They got rubber tracks now. Those things are pretty fun. Those rubber tracks. Did you feel anything when your blood pressure was high? Swim like a dog. I've noticed like I feel like thicker, if that makes it, like I don't know if that's correct verbiage or not. I wasn't anxious the day that they took my blood pressure. I wasn't there for a bad visit. I wasn't scared of anything, so I knew that much. But I knew it was coming. I already knew it was coming. I thought it was going to wait a little bit longer. But no, I really didn't feel anything. They told me when I got my glasses that my blood pressure in my eyes was high. And I got stigmatism, which looks like ageism if you look at the word. And they said my blood pressure in my eyes was high, was getting high, and was affecting my vision. And I thought that was related to the stigmatism, but it could be related to my blood pressure increasing. So no, I never felt bad. I never felt, the headaches. I never felt anything like that. So no, I never. I knew it was high at the end. You ever get your blood pressure took, and like right when the cuff starts to let go, you can feel your boom, your hit, the very first pulse. I felt that pretty high when they did it. So I felt that, but other than that, I think it was all right. Do you think you need to cut back on sugar and salt? I definitely need to. Am I going to? Is the other question. Yeah. Maybe I will one day. Queen says she only floats. I grew up on the river over here, and I always put on a life jacket every time I go in the water because I don't float very well. Pretty good at swimming, but I do not float well, so I wear a life jacket every time I get in the open water, a river or lake or ocean, something like that. I always wear a life jacket because every year, never fails, every year the first warm day of the year, typically that very last weekend of February or March, when it still gets cold, someone would drown on the river because for whatever reason it would be 75 that day, and they were like, oh, we're going to go swimming, and then all of a sudden somebody drowns. And typically it was like a middle-aged individual who should have known better. So after that, I have always wore a life jacket growing up on the river. Always wore a life jacket. I'm sure after those running goals, your BP will go down. I don't know. It may go down. I don't know. I hope so. I know it's only been a week, but I can definitely tell that I'm craving different foods. Like I'm definitely craving more calories, if that makes sense. My body's like, I need more calories. Put it in me. You're burning them off. Go away. And I'm doing my best not to eat like a bag of Doritos. Not that I ever ate a bag of chips, in one sitting or anything. But I'm doing my best not to do stuff like that. I want to not do that, especially as I'm getting older. But yeah, maybe my blood pressure will go down. We'll see. My next appointment, I know, is in August. I don't remember the date, but we'll see in August. We'll see how it does then. And I don't smoke, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't drink. I also need to stop eating family-sized Doritos. Yeah, let me shrug my shoulders. Probably. It's probably not the best idea. However, I don't remember the flavor. I think it's called like sweet chili or something like that. The purple bag of Doritos, man. I can't buy them because I would eat them all. I don't buy them. If I do, I buy them in the little dollar size bag, man. Yeah, because I'll eat the whole bag. I can't do that. That's no good. So yeah, I feel you. I feel your pain. Little bean spread. Little bean sprout said. Little bean spread. Vegetables are good for you. And I do try to eat a lot of vegetables. They also have those veggie stick chip things that are they're like squares and they're hollow. And those things are really good. I actually really like them. Not sure if anybody's ever had them. The veggie sticks. I dig them. I like the crunchiness of them. And they're like the right amount of salty. Nope, they are salty. Nope, they're the right amount of salty. The perfect amount of salty. I like them. I like salt more than I like sugar. It's just better. I think, in my opinion. Which probably contributes to the blood pressure. Dun dun dun. I gotta do a they've already scheduled it, but I gotta do a full panel, full blood work. And I can't eat MPO after midnight. And they tell me you're MPO for this full panel, but you can have water or black coffee. It's like, I don't understand. Why do I get black coffee? Like, why not just say water only? Oh, sorry, snuck in there. I don't know why black coffee. I'm for it because I drink a whole pot of coffee a day. Every day I drink a pot of coffee, which is amazing. Makes me feel good inside. Yeah. It's fun times. Or tea. Courtney is in the room behind me waiting on our youngest to go to sleep. She'll be in here in just a little bit. Our youngest was at the birthday party. How much sugar do you put in your coffee? Well, for that panel, I can't put any in my coffee. So what I do with my coffee and how I measure how much sugar I put in my coffee, I don't think anyone else in the history of the world does. So I have a big Tervis cup. If you're familiar with the Tervis cups, they're the ones that, fasting. Yeah, black coffee without sugar when fasting. Yeah, so that's what. Thank you for the proper terminology, Ross. Anyways, my Tervis cup. So what I do with my Tervis cup is I cover the bottom with sugar, and then I cover the sugar with creamer, and then pour the coffee through the lid so it shakes it up itself, so it mixes it up itself, and then it helps everything. JH17, how long have I been a nurse? I have been a nurse now. It'll be 10 years next October, I believe. So not quite 10 years. Sounds right, yes. So I have no idea how much sugar I put in my coffee. And then that's the first probably 6 cups of the pot. And then the second 6 cups of the pot we have at work. These creamers that don't require sugar. You just use a big squirt thing and squirt it in there, and I put some squirts in my coffee and then call it a day. So I have no idea how much sugar I put in my coffee. Probably a good bit. But hey, makes me feel better. It's honestly probably less than what Starbucks puts in there. But yeah, I do know, JH, that I have been at my current job for over 8 years, so I know that much because I had my anniversary just a little bit ago, my work anniversary, whatever it is, and I was a nurse for a good little bit before I got that job. But I was a CNA for 6 before that, because it took me so long to get into and finish up nursing school. Oh, me. Excuse me, sorry. I am sleepy. I'm assuming, my assumption is that Courtney has nodded off and fallen asleep over there with our youngest. Awesome. I was just about to ask your experience. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me try it again. Awesome. I was just about to ask about your experience as a CNA. My experience as a CNA was a good one, I guess. It was fun. I will say, it's probably changed now, but when I very first became a CNA, the economy had just tanked, so 2008. I was one of one. I was the only one. Since I have become a nurse, I have seen a lot more male CNAs, especially I saw a bunch when I was in dialysis. That's where I saw the most male staff. But if that's something that doesn't bother you, that's okay. Or does bother you. Yeah, what particular questions do you have about being a CNA? And I'll do my best to answer them. I know you don't get paid anything. You should only be one if you're going into nursing school, because you don't get paid nothing. So I heard the other day. This was just, this week, this current week that we're in right now. I heard a CNA tell me how much they made. And I was like, that is ridiculous. Right now, Walmart or McDonald's has a sign on the door that says hiring at, I think it said $12.50. I was like, dang, that's less than what you're getting made, or that's more than what you're making right now, which is ridiculous. JH says, I'm taking a CNA class right now, and I'm the only guy in my class. Lol. What's the best and worst thing about being a CNA? Roz also love to drink coffee all day. I can still sleep after having one after 5 p.m. Bro, if I drank a pot of coffee right now, I could go to sleep at 11. JH, what is the best thing and what is the worst thing? The best thing and the worst thing sort of tie together. Which is going to sound counterintuitive, counterproductive, whatever you want to call it. The best thing is there is always work as a CNA. Always. Work everywhere. The worst thing is you get paid garbage. You get paid terrible money coming in. That's the best and the worst things about it. Queen is decaffeinated for all day. And so JH, it's a job that if you can stomach the job, because you're about to see and smell and maybe feel terrible, disgusting things, it's a job that if you can get past that, you should have no problem with it. It's a job that if you cannot handle that, then the pay is going to look even worse and you're really going to hate it. If that makes sense. I know no one's really in this profession for the pay, because none of us get rich unless we're management. So if you're not in it for the job itself, then you're not going to like it at all. So the worst thing I would say is, well, other than the pay, other than how much you get paid, the worst thing is, in my opinion, the sort of attitudes of people that are angry at the fact that they're in this career path, but they're stuck there and they just don't get paid very much. So there's people who are in this category over here who are like, they're only there to do the job, and they're only there to get the paycheck. They're not really going to take their job serious. They're not really going to want to do the job. They're not really going to want to help with the job. They're going to sort of want everything else done for them. They're always going to ask you to help make a bed with them or whatever it may be, but they're not going to help you make the bed. And really what it boils down to is they got into this profession. They do not like this profession, but they're stuck. For whatever reason, they are stuck in this profession, and they become lazy and they become non-compliant, and they do just enough to keep their job because they hate it so much. And so, yeah, you're going to deal with a lot of that. That's no fun. Lil Bean Sprout says, I have been drinking green tea with honey instead of coffee recently. I like it. I drink green tea with honey typically in the evenings. Typically. Heavy lifting is the worst. Heavy lifting happens, especially when someone falls down. JH says, I have no experience in healthcare, but the idea is that if I can handle being a CNA, then I will pursue nursing school. Wholeheartedly agree with that decision. I'm about to start working as a pharmacy technician while I take my CNA class. Wholeheartedly support all of those decisions. Way to go. Yes, that is the best way to do it. Yes, sir. I believe, my personal opinion, you should have to be a CNA before you go into nursing, because if you hate CNA work, you're not going to like nursing. My mother told me the story when I was in nursing school that she went straight into nursing school from high school. She did not do the CNA program, and like her first month of school, they put a catheter in a man, and she dropped out right then and there. And so, yes, if she'd have been a CNA, maybe she'd have known what to expect, or maybe, she'd have known this is not for her, whatever it may be. But yes, wholeheartedly support this decision. Also, working as a pharmacy technician, you're going to learn the medications and probably the classes and maybe the actions and the onsets and things like that you're going to need to know for nursing school. So it sounds like you have the best all-around first-time jobs in healthcare. So yes, sounds like you're on the right track. It really does. Nursing school is hard. Nursing school is easy. It's like riding a bike, except you're on fire and the bike's on fire and everything else is on fire because you're in nursing school. It's easy though. That's what we used to say. Little Bean Sprout says, went to nursing school and wasn't a CNA and should have been a CNA first. And you are welcome, JH. Yes. But yes, I wholeheartedly express to everyone that says I want to go into nursing school, be a CNA first. If you get like JH, if you get into CNA and you realize, you know what, this is not for me. I really just don't think I can handle this. Don't go any further. Just stop right there. Just, this isn't for you. Just go ahead and stop. It's unfortunate, and I'm sorry. It's not for you. Maybe pharmacy is, but nursing may not be, and it's good to know that early. I was in the CNA program. Like I said before, I was in the CNA program in 2008 when the economy tanked and no one had a job. In October of 2008 is when I started. So, prime time, no one worked. I was in nursing school with a girl who was dead set on being a nurse. And her very first clinical as a CNA, someone was in hospice care. And she went in there to feed the person in hospice care. Like help them eat. And the fact that that individual was about to die was enough for her to not go into nursing. She said, you know what, this is not for me. I'm already too attached to this individual and they're about to die. I'm not doing this. And she was done with the medical field. That showed her that, and that was in the CNA program. And I'm not upset that she decided that. I was not upset at the time. She realized, hey, you know what, I haven't invested, years of my life. This isn't for me, and I'm backing out. So wholeheartedly support becoming a CNA first. Speaking of international nursing, back in the Philippines, there were no CNA options. Unfortunately, we go straight to an associate or BSN. Dang. Yeah, that's, probably unfortunate. Yeah, no CNA So do you not have CNAs? Do you have med techs? Do you have anyone to help, or is it only the nurses that do everything, Ross? Little Bean Sprout says a person pooping on my shoe did it for me. I think you're going to have to elaborate on that. It looks like Jenna's wanting more input on the person pooping on Bean's shoe. Ross says the nurses do everything. Ooh, wow. I don't know. Doesn't sound like fun to me. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I was going to either second semester or first, I think it was first semester final for my nursing exam because it was cold outside. First semester nursing final. I was working nights and going to nursing school. Picked up this individual with a gait belt. Nurse did not tell me that they had C. diff. Pick them up with the gait belt, and I'm trying to go from the chair to the bed. And as I'm going from the chair to the bed, I've got another nurse who's there with me. except they're spotting. They're not lifting. So I lift this person up with a gait belt, got them up, and I'm sort of stepping back with them. And as I'm stepping, I'm not noticing, but the other nurse is starting to like, I can see her eyes are starting to get big. Get the person in the bed. Thankfully, the bed stayed clean, but the person had C. diff and had pooped all down my leg and down my shoe. And I was no precautions at all. It was terrible. And I was like, bro, I gotta go to stinking nursing school like this, man. I had a final that day. I still passed, but you know, it sucked. Marking territory, absolutely marking territory. Ross, that's why nurses leave Philippines, because the pay is low and you do everything. That sounds terrible. Yes, it was the C. diff. That sounds terrible. What was one of the most uncomfortable situations you had as a nurse or a CNA? Uncomfortable. What do you mean uncomfortable? I'll tell you a few stories. Well, the clinical supervisor was showing us how to do an enema, and the person. I remember my first enema. Not mine, but my first one like that. Yeah, I remember that too. So most uncomfortable. So I was made very uncomfortable one time. Terrible situation had happened. We had a girl come in, a young girl. She was under 18. Was concerned about events that had happened in the past, and came in. I believe she came in for STD testing. I believe is what had happened, and had a pregnancy test come back positive. That one was very uncomfortable to explain to that very young girl that she was now pregnant. Sort of what to do from there. That one was uncomfortable. I was a nurse for that one. My very one time as a CNA, we had a patient that was making ploppy poopies, like literal cow patties. They just looked like watery ploppies, and they were like walking around the room. And the nurse was in the hallway gagging at me because I was trying to clean it up and get them to sit down all at the same time. That one was pretty uncomfortable. Are you talking about like situational uncomfortable, like I don't want to talk, or I don't know what to say right now, or grossed out? My very, very, very first death, I remember that very well. I was under the impression that the family had left. And of course the room needs cleaned up, the patient needs cleaned up, the deceased needs cleaned up, things like that, post-mortem care. And I walked in, cause there's not like a doorknob, but it's like a push door. And I pushed the door open and came in. I wasn't joking or anything. I wasn't, inappropriate in any way, but I just sort of bust in, no knock or nothing. And all of a sudden the family's there mourning. That one was kind of awkward. I sort of stepped out, sort of like, ooh, I am so sorry. I apologize for the loss, things like that. I really felt bad about that one. That was a pretty uncomfortable situation. That was my very first death. That was not a fun situation. I did I've had several, assault victims, especially in substance abuse. I'm always really hesitant to sort of figure out how to ask questions because I've got to get answers. But I really don't like those questions. I really don't like when I'm dealing with an assault person. Oh, it's hard. It's hard. Those are awkward conversations. It's not the easiest. Little Bean Sprout says, I made a face of disgust when the person pooped on my shoe, and the clinical Supervisor told me to fix my face. Is there any way to prepare? Okay, let me try. I'm so sorry. I am tired tonight. Good night, Queen. It's good to see you tonight. Good night. We'll see you later. Is there any way to prepare for those uncomfortable situations other than dealing with it? I was told very early in my nursing career. I was actually a CNA still. It was one of those nurses that's been a nurse longer than I've been alive. She's probably retired by now. She gave me a lot of good advice. You know, she knew I was in nursing school, and then she would drop like loads of wisdom on me, you know, throughout shifts and things like that. She told me several things. One of the things that she told me that sort of helped was, it was the night of my first death. And she said, if it's their time, there's nothing you can do to save them. If it's not their time, there's nothing you can do to kill them. And so that her sort of saying that sort of helped me a little bit, you know, like, you know, she's saying nothing's your fault for this patient dying. It was their time. You know, and if it wasn't their time, you would not have killed them. Not that I killed somebody. Let's not say that. And she said, you know, she said things like that. I remember one time there was a group of us. It was all new grads. I was a nurse at this point in time. She said, if you have to cry, go in the bathroom that has one stall. Like, because we had a bathroom that only had one toilet in it and you could lock it. And she's like, and don't let anyone see you. I've never cried on a shift, but she was like, you're going to have to get stress out. You know, it's going to happen. Don't let anyone see you cry. You know, tough it out till you can get to the bathroom, basically. And honestly, really, to deal with those uncomfortable situations the best, it honestly sucks, but it takes experience in dealing with those situations. Like I said, I absolutely hate dealing with assault victims. It happens. And then when it happens, you know, it's sort of like you sort of step back for a second and take what you learned or didn't learn or said wrong, and you try to change it for the next time. There's no rule book on it. There's no one that says, you know, this is how you deal with assault victims for dummies. You know, you're going to have to go through those uncomfortable situations. You have to. You know, no one hasn't. Everyone has. You're going to have to. I feel that I handle them okay. I'm not the best. I'm not the worst. But I feel like I handle them okay. Ross says, when I was working in a hospital, I always take a couple deep breaths in the parking lot before going in to prepare myself for anything. I did the opposite. I tried to get there as quick as I could, like run up the steps and whatnot. I did not run up the steps, but, you know, get there as quick as I can. I'm ready now. We had a woman one time. One of my friends was the nurse. Anyways, we were on the diabetic unit. DICU is what we called it. And then the patient came up to the nurse station and asked for a candy bar, and then went back to their room and literally died walking into the room, and boom, fell, died. Like really did die. They did not come back. And I told the nurse that, you know, you should have gave her that candy bar, man. And they felt really bad about that. They felt really bad about, you know, that was the last exchange that they had. You know, it was kind of messed up of me to say, you know, you should have gave them that candy bar. But some nurses, you can, like, I couldn't have said that to any nurse. You know, that nurse had sort of helped the situation, even though it's sort of a warped sense of humor. It sort of helped the situation. Kind of messed up, I know, but you know, you've got to go through those things. Everybody does. What's the most rewarding things about being a CNA or a nurse? The most rewarding as a CNA, the most rewarding as a CNA was just the patient saying thank you. Like just the patient being like, oh, like if you give them a good bath, if you give them a good shower, a good bath, whatever it is, and they're like, oh, it feels so much better, thank you. Like you're like, oh yes, I helped this person. You know, that was always rewarding. The best thing for me, and I'm really think it's just because I'm in substance abuse. The best thing for me, like I can think of one patient in particular, but several patients. So when I first see a patient, this is the most rewarding thing to me. When I first see a patient and they show up and they are like skin and bones and they're like 6 foot, weigh 90 pounds, and you know just look terrible. Like as a human, they just look terrible. And then after you become their nurse and you see them, and then you start to see the progression of sobriety, and you start to see the progression of them coming back mentally and starting to hold a job and things like that. That is always very rewarding when you see someone successfully get sober and all of a sudden start living right, living better. They're now getting their children back, or maybe they had their children and now they're doing things with their children and becoming better parents and holding down jobs and just looking better, and they start feeling better, and their language just completely changes. Whereas every other word was a bad word, now they're starting to use commas instead of the F word, which I've seen plenty of times. That is always rewarding when you see someone get it. In substance abuse is my main area, and you see someone get it, and you're like, that was rewarding there, knowing that you had a part in that. That's always rewarding for me. I agree with the thank you and the feeling the best. Yes, I feel like that's always the best. Do you ever feel like you are viewed differently or set apart working as a male nurse? Little Bean Sprout says that is rewarding. No. In the beginning, yes. In 08, 09, 2008, 2009, yes. But within the last 5-6 years, it's expanded so much. Men working in the nursing field has expanded so much. No, I don't feel that I'm viewed differently anymore. Just in the beginning, I will say, and this is opposite of what you'll probably think, but the men in nursing get sexist prizes. And what I mean by that is, if I have a female nurse that comes into a patient and gives them one piece of information and says it one specific way, no tone, nothing, and then I come in and say the exact same thing, no tone, nothing different, same words, verbiage, everything, the female nurse may get yelled at, and I can come in and they say, okay, thank you. Like, for some reason, there is that sort of communication sexist prize. That's what I call whenever there's like or like for one gender or the other. I call it a sexist prize. Like for some reason, the male nurses get those sort of better reactions more than the female nurses do, and I don't know why. I do not know why. But don't know. It is what it is. Because I can give the same exact information, the same answer, everything, as a female colleague, and they are a terrible human being, and I get a, okay, that's how it is, thank you. Yes, often we're mistaken for doctors. Yes, I work with the main provider I work with is a female, And I cannot tell you how many times I'll be, running the charge or whatever. And I will be like, all right, well, let's get you to the doctor, or, let's get the doctor to see you, or whatever it may be. And then the doctor rolls in and they're like, oh, I thought you were the doctor and you were the nurse. I'm like, nope, she's the doctor. I listen to her. But yes, many times male nurses are mistaken for the doctors. I will say, though, I have seen within the last 5-6 years a lot more female providers. It's, it's happening. It's changing. But yeah, if like, even in my personal life, like even outside of work, when I tell people that I'm a nurse, the first thing they say, like, they don't say, oh, you're a nurse, that's a woman's job, or anything like that. The first thing they're like is, oh, well, here, take a look at this. Like, it's like they didn't even care that you're a nurse. Why did I want to go into the medical field? So, in 2008, what keeps me going? So let me answer the medical field first. So in 2008, I lost my job. I worked for Chevrolet. I was working on cars for Chevrolet in 2008. And the economy tanked, everything shut down, and I had to do something because I was already married and we had one baby on the way. And I had to do something, and I had I went to the library, and looked for jobs, and everything that was hiring was CNA or nurse. I didn't even know what a CNA was, to be honest with you, but I knew that I wasn't grossed out by bodily fluids, and I knew that I could do it. I knew like the smells and the sights and the sounds wouldn't bother me. And then that's how I went in. And my community college was offering, the local community college was offering the program, and it was for like, it was like ridiculously cheap. It was a 1 semester program, but you graduated, I want to say. We actually had like a little ceremony with your CNA certificate to sit in for the board. They're not boards, but your certifications. And so that's the whole reason why I got into it, was just because I had to feed my wife and not yet child, but she was born in January. I had to feed my wife and child. What keeps me going? I just like it. I mean, I just like my job. It was a job that I could do. It was something that I enjoyed doing now. When I was in dialysis, it sucked and I hated it, and I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy my time at all. I just had to find the field that worked for me. So dialysis did not work for me. Med-surg did, but I got laid off. The hospital decided, oh, we don't want your type. But the diabetic ICU, I really enjoyed the diabetic ICU. I liked it. Probably would still be there also, but that was the facility previously mentioned. But yeah, you got to find the field that works for you, and that's sort of what's going to keep you going. Like I said, substance abuse is that for me. But that, substance abuse isn't that for everyone. Some people like correctional nursing, going into jails and stuff like that. You just got to find the field that works for you, and that's what'll keep you going. And yeah, Ross says find the field that works for you. So yeah. Yeah, that's the best thing. The best thing to do. It's always a good time. Honestly, and I always tell people this, had I known more jobs existed in the medical field, I would not have gone into nursing. Because I didn't know that anything else existed when I went into the medical field. I was naive to it. But I would have gone into nuke med. That's where I would have gone. That's where the money's at. I would have gone to radiology or nuke med. I would have chased the money rather than going into nursing. But nursing, there's always jobs in nursing, always. So I do not regret my decision. It's just if I could do it over again, I probably would have picked something different. Just saying. But you still got to find the field that works for you. Oops. In any case, I'm going to give a 3-minute warning at 11:10 Eastern time. I'm not sure where you're at, but at 11:10 I'm going to call it, simply because I'm just tired. I'm just so sleepy. But maybe you said this, maybe you haven't. JH, where are you from? Just curious. You can give the state. Just the state's fine. Doing laundry. Man, I gotta do laundry. I don't like doing laundry. You know what? I don't mind doing laundry. You know what I really hate? I hate folding my clothes. I loathe folding clothes. I don't want to fold clothes. No way, man. North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina. I sure am. Before I go, can I get Courtney? Yeah. I'm gonna step back. It's gonna be like you're gonna be abandoned for like 30 seconds. Let me see. I'll be right back. Charlotte area. I am not from. I don't live in the Charlotte area. Been there plenty of times, but I don't live there. Let me go get Courtney. Okay. She's coming. She's going to try to make sure she can get away from the baby before she wakes up. Charlotte area. So what you got going on down there in the Charlotte area is the CPCC. Good community college down there. I got her. I did my T's at the CPCC. You want a captain seat? Alright.
I get my glasses. Or you can get my glasses. I'll get in there. But
Where are your glasses?
right there.
Oh, well, I ain't gonna be on here long.
Right there.
Oh, Stanley. Okay.
Can you get me?
Yes, I know Stanley. I got people in Anson County. Like a lot of people. Good old Anson, yes.
Yes, I'm here, Jen. Hi.
I woke her up, by the way.
I was asleep. I'm on Benadryl and lots of meds right now.
So we have a pregnant cat that likes to linger at the house. We don't have a pregnant cat. There's a pregnant cat that likes to hang out at the house. And it rubbed up against Courtney, and Courtney broke out from something that it rubbed up against her with.
whatever it is, I'm extremely allergic to.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Is Albemarle in Stanley County? Probably. Yes, okay. Albemarle is in Stanley County. I missed you, Courtney. Oh.
I've missed y'all too. How's everything been going? Good. I have a different job.
No, she knows you're a teacher.
Yeah. It's very crazy. Is that the easiest way to say about my job? Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. Every day is different. I get bit.
But you love it.
I do love it. I do love it. It's I get to drive a bus now. That's pretty fun. And it's on my summer break.
June 9th, she'll be done for. I
Well,
have counted the days down till school starts back.
I'll be done with the kids in class, and then I have like 3 or 4 more days after that. With
Yeah, we gotta clean up. One of her kids, one of her
in the class.
students. She's in the special needs class though.
Yeah, so it happens, but yeah.
Doing clinicals in Albemarle. I did mine in Kannapolis. I did my CNA clinicals in Kannapolis, and I did my nursing clinicals at Jeff Gordon in Concord. I also did them at the Salisbury VA. Rowan is where I went to community college. Summer plans?
Lots of pool time, and we're hoping to still take our trip to Canada.
Mm-hmm, yes. Money's looking tighter and tighter though.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. But it'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
We shall figure it out.
Yes, we shall.
Pfeiffer's down there in Stanley County also, I believe.
Is it that far?
Pfeiffer is, I think.
I think Pfeiffer was that far down there.
Yeah, Pfeiffer's not in Rowan.
No, but I didn't think it was in Stanley.
I think it's in Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have a good night. Thanks for the wisdom. Come back and join us anytime you want to. Also, I did not say this earlier. What?
Go ahead.
I got my stickers. If you want a sticker, let me know. And I'll get you a sticker. How do I feel about the VUH? I like the VUH. I did my clinicals at the VUH. Of course, I'm going to call it the VUH. Some people may get offended by that. The VA. I did my clinicals at the VUH. The problem with the VUH is getting in. It's not easy to get a job at the VA. Once you get in the VA, I mean, the thing about it, like, no matter where you go in the VA, even, you know, the bad units, the quote-unquote bad units, you're still going to have gloves. You're still going to have supplies. You're still going to have sharps containers. You're still going to have all of these things because, you know, it's the VA. It's not, it's still going to be, a terrible nursing facility, but you're going to have things at least.
You're gonna have what you need.
Yeah, you'll at least have what you need, and help. You'll have help. Typically you'll have help. I know the VA here. They have their own police force. They have the military police. So if something like really pops off, you're going to have someone for backup. And they take their jobs very seriously at the VA. I really liked it. I tried to get on the VA a lot. I really tried to get on the VA. If I could have got on the VA, I probably would have stayed.
It's hot.
But I really like the VA. Trying not to show anything.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome. My shoulder's also numb.
Your shoulder is numb. Oh, did you lay on it?
No, I laid on this one.
Oh, well, that's not good.
But I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But Jen, I hate to do it. I think we're gonna go back to bed. I'm gonna let Ella or Courtney lay back down.
I'm tired.
Yeah, unless you got another question, we'll give it another minute.
Oh.
That's all right. I've been playing with it the whole time. Hopefully Friday. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
It depends on what time Gators game will be on Saturday morning.
Yeah. If I work the weekend, I typically do it on Fridays. If I don't work the weekend, I typically do it on Saturdays. And I didn't work this weekend, but I do work next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So Friday, hopefully, is the goal. And it'll be about 7-8 p.m. That's the goal. Mainly because the girls will watch wrestling and I can sneak away for a little bit. Because I don't think we're going to be as busy next weekend as we were last weekend. We'll see.
It's the last day of school next Friday. So.
This is true. Last day of school. In any case, that'll be our next live stream. We plan on doing one that day. But in any case, we're gonna go ahead and head on off of here. Thank you guys so much for talking to us tonight. It was a great live stream. It was fantastic. Had a great time tonight. Jen, I hope to see you again next week. JH, come on back, join us next week. Everybody else, Ross, come back and see us next week. Thank you guys so much. Good night.
Good night.
And we'll see you later. You want turned off?